Hello and welcome to my Elite Dangerous, the day-to-day grind, preparing for fleet carriers, cargo missions, Sothis, Cios. Well, this is April the 2nd. There was a video revealing of the fleet carriers today, and I hope you had a chance to watch it. You can go to Elite Dangerous YouTube channel, and they'll have it on there, which is the April 2nd Fleet Carriers Reveal. So look for that. And I wanted to give you a little bit of information about it. And since I have a headset, I'm going to have to peek underneath my headset to see my notes, because I wrote notes down. Again, it's $5 billion in the cost. There'll be 12 to 13 different places that you can buy the fleet carrier. It'll have 8 small landing pads, 4 large landing pads, and 4 medium pads. It will have a tritium depot, so you can store up to 25,000 units on the fleet carrier and then transfer some of that to your fuel tank. Now, the fuel tank only carries, it's like 10,000 units. No, 1,000 units, excuse me, which is only 2 jumps. 2 maximum 500 light year jumps, and it's roughly 1 unit per light year. So if it's 500 light years, it's 500 units. The fuel tank will only hold 1,000 units, but you have another 25,000 cargo units on the fleet carrier, but that's in total. If you put ships on your fleet carrier, that takes away from that 25,000 unit space. So the more ships you have, the more of that 25,000 will be taken up. So this video created more questions than answers. So I'm just trying to prepare you here. The fleet carrier management sits right on this screen where it has Codex Squadrons Engineers. Right in the middle of that will be another square, and it will be fleet carrier management. If you have a fleet carrier, you will have that button. And if you have that button, you can manage your fleet carrier remotely, or you can also, it'll pop up on a screen in front of you also if you're docked on the fleet carrier. The weekly upkeep is a minimum of 10 million credits per week. Now here we can easily do 15 million per load, but the average is probably going to be closer to 15 million, because you have to hire your crew to fly the ship, to man outfitting, to man refueling, and repair. So you got to hire crew members that add to that weekly upkeep charge. You can transfer funds from your account. See where it says my balance is 7.6 billion? I could transfer $1 billion from my balance into the fleet carrier for that upkeep fee, which I probably would do, to keep them from decommissioning the fleet carrier. Now, it's using resources 24/7, 365. That's why it's like 15 million per week. If you're in the game or not, you can go on vacation. It's still up to 15 million for the upkeep. If you're into illegal cargo, they have a secure trading feature. You can, if you carry illegal cargo on the fleet carrier, you cannot be fined for that. Now, your ships, if they pick up that illegal cargo and leave your fleet carrier, they can be stopped by security forces, but they cannot look in your fleet carrier. So they can't scan your fleet carrier, only the ships that leave your fleet carrier. You can have a shipyard. Now, every ship that you put on your fleet carrier to be sold, or if it's for your personal use, that takes up space of that 25,000 unit. Outfitting, that also takes up part of that 25,000 unit area. You can give access to your squadron only, your friends only, your squadron and friends, or none. None means you're just going to play solo and it's your fleet carrier, nobody else can land on it. There will be a livery, or however they decide to pronounce that. Like you have on your, like my ship is cobalt with the fins and all of that. So they'll have paint jobs for your fleet carrier that you can choose from. Now, they say the current activity is default, which is just the way it's in the pictures, an explorer version, a mining version, and a trader version. Now, you can't switch that during, like if you start out with explorer and you want the mining one, and I'm not sure exactly what the differences are yet. They haven't really revealed that. What is the details of those? And as I get that, I'll bring that to you. Oh, and the big thing, I was holding that for last. Your fleet carrier does not have a universal cartographics on it. It does not have universal cartographics. If you're out in the boony woonies outside the bubble and you're collecting all of this cartographics, you cannot sell it to your fleet carrier. Your fleet carrier cannot hold that for you. So it's still at risk while you're running around mining or scanning planets or whatever, and that's causing a huge rift amongst the player community. They're very upset about that. So now some of these things might be changed in the future, but we'll find out. It might be that it starts out like a lot of things in Elite Dangerous where it's broken. It's going to kind of start out broken, and people are not real happy about it. So now, on the April 7th beta, they did not make it clear yet, and I'm going to keep watching for it for a clarification, and many people are asking. They asked who can be the owner of a fleet carrier during the beta, and they said only those that have over 5 billion in their balance currently. So as of April the 7th, if you do not have 5 billion in your balance, You cannot be a beta tester. Now, you can be a crew member or a friend of someone that has a fleet carrier. So it's made for multi-user. So the owner can be in solo, and he can have friends in the friends mode, and then he can also have other people in open that he has on his list of people that can access his fleet carrier. Also, I don't think I mentioned it. Yeah. Okay. So that's what we have at the. Okay, I was talking about it, the beta testing. So I'm going to be a beta tester anyway. I don't know if they're going to take the $5 billion out of my account during beta testing, or are they going to take it out of my account during beta testing? I don't know that yet. Either way, I'll be a beta tester, because if they take it out of my account, I will still own that fleet carrier when it goes live in June. But they might not take the money out of my account, but they'll let me be a beta tester because I already have over $5 billion. So that's kind of what they were saying. So I'm scheduled to be a beta tester on April 7th, and you will get the first look. That's what it's all about. Give you the first look unboxing. We don't have a lot of details. So on April 7th, when I'm recording, when I have the fleet carrier, I'm going to be very limited until we get more details of how to use this thing. And I think there was something else I wanted to bring up, but I might think about it. If not, it'll be on the next video for you to watch and listen to it again and see if I missed something. But everybody's not happy. So hopefully they fix some of this stuff. What I was going to say. If your ship if you want to decommission your ship, you buy it, and after a month you go, I really don't like this thing. I want to sell it back. It'll cost you 1 billion credits. They will give you 4 billion where you paid 5 billion. So you'll lose 1 billion credits if it's decommissioned. It takes a week to decommission it also. And one thing I did forget, when you make your jumps, there's a gear up period of an hour, and there is a cool down period of an hour. So it's like 2 hours plus the jump. So I think between them, like if you were going to make 2 jumps, you have to wait an hour for it to wind up. You make the jump, it cools down, but then you can make another jump, and then it has to cool down. An hour in between. And everybody's not happy about that either. They think it should be 10-15 minutes. So you can go on to the forums, Reddit. There's a lot of places, and people are screaming, and Frontier's not very popular today. I'm willing to do it because of my viewers and subscribers and my donors. I will risk 1 billion credits and 15 million per week so you can see it. So click on that subscribe button, because I'll make a deal with you. I will sacrifice up to 1 billion credits and the 15 million per week if you'll press that subscribe button. If you will back me, and it doesn't cost you anything to be a subscriber, but if you'll back me by subscribing to my channel, I'm willing to potentially sacrifice 1 billion credits and that 15 million a week so you can see the ins and outs of the fleet carrier. So do we have a deal? I hope we have a deal. And so press that subscribe button, the bottom of the video to the right. Click on that, because that's our deal. I will risk my credits so you can view the fleet carrier, and it doesn't cost you anything. And underneath the video, in the description at the bottom, there's ways to donate. Now that can cost you, but I'm asking you to partner with me because it's very expensive to do 490 plus videos. So to help me out with that. And underneath the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel page where you'll see those 490 plus videos. See, I try to create all kinds of content for you. Even taking the risk that I could lose 1 billion credits getting this fleet carrier and it doesn't work out. So, but join me and partner with me, and we'll see what the fleet carriers are all about together. Okay? So let's get to, let's see where we're going. Sis, left. We are going to Babbage. So it's been kind of rough. If you watch the forums are not happy. Especially that universal cartographics. They're really not happy about that. And that you can only make 2 jumps before you have to transfer fuel into your fuel tank. And that space is competing with all the other stuff that you have on board, all your other ships, all the outfitting stuff, all of that. So yeah, it's got some issues. And let's see if we can get to that 77 or 7.7 billion credits. That's why we're going to Babbage. See if we can do that. I think we can do that. It's really close. I mean, it is really close. So let's see if we did it.
Landing gear retract.
So I'm hoping we have a deal. You'll subscribe to my channel that doesn't cost you anything, and I will risk over 1 billion credits on this fleet carrier.
Frameshift drive charging.
And hopefully you'll consider donating to the cause. This all comes out of my pocket. And it's a lot.
3,
It
2,
is.
1, engage.
But I would like to have my Python, my cutter, and the original Sidewinder all on that fleet carrier.
Incoming mission critical message.
And all the interdictions I have to deal with. Yeah, you should subscribe just for that. Yeah, I have videos of 7 interdictions, 2 of those, and 1 of 6 interdictions in the cutter. That was an experience. The cutter is not as agile as the Python, and that's an understatement. It feels huge, and trying to go through 6 interdictions, that was rough. You need to watch that video. But one of the positive things about the fleet carrier, we could go outside the bubble where there's not any pirates, and we could set at an icy rings, asteroid rings, because the fuel comes from an icy asteroids, that tritetium, and we could take loads to the fleet carrier and go back and mine some more, and it'll be surface and core mining both. But we could transport from, say, the Python or the Cutter up to the fleet carrier, unload. That's what's neat, is you can unload materials from your ship to the fleet carrier. That part's pretty cool. Boy, he was really trying to get away from me. I'm starting to worry a little bit. Now, if you ever lose one of these interdictions, you punch it. Max speed boost as often as you can, and be ready to hit those heat sinks, because the pirates have thermal weapons most of the time, and they will heat up your ship, and you can't get back in the super cruise. So use the heat sink, your heat goes to 0, and you can get back in the super cruise. That's the whole idea. So that's that worst case scenario. Okay, you're always going, what do I do if I get knocked out of this thing? If something goes wrong and puts the wrong button, it exits out. What do I do? Well, that's what you do. You max speed, and I even have a voice command to max speed. And you hit the boost as often as it lets you. That engine distribution over there, when you hit a boost, it goes down to 0 and it works its way back up. So you can only press it when you have full engines, the boost. It's a capacitor, so it charges it. So that's what you do. If you're too hot and you try to go into Super Cruise and it says it can't do it because you're too hot, hit that heat sink. So you need heat sinks on board, like I have, and mine are wired to voice, so I can call them and launch them one at a time with the same command. Just every time I say it, it can launch them. Usually I only have to use one, but there is a possibility that you tried too late to get into Super Cruise or whatever, and you just have to do it again because they're still shooting at you. But if you'll go max and boost, a lot of times you'll outrun them, especially in a Python. You'll outrun those pirates. They can't keep up with you. Like I said, you stick with me and you'll learn all kinds of stuff. You'll learn how to conquer this game. Like I said, in trade, I'm elite 100%. And in Explorer, I'm 100% elite. Now, if you do have elite status, at least one, I think you get a discount on the fleet carriers. You might get a 10% discount, because they were talking about the founder discount, and that's usually if you've got an elite status. So I might get 500 million off because I have at least one elite status.
Romeo, Golf, India. Submit a docking request and a landing pad will be reserved for you, Commander.
Is this left? So that's a lot of information. We have to confirm a lot of that information.
Landing pad 3-3. Automated docking
see them come in?
confirmed.
You see see now you die victim. See, they got special powers. They can come out of Super Cruise right on top of you. You got superpowers. Nobody else has got those powers, but pirates got them. But see, that's how you get attacked at the station when you've already defeated them. They never give up. And I've had them hit my ship when they come out of Super Cruise too. You have to have good shields when they do that. And I do. I got modified from the engineer shields. And in my videos, we go through in detail all the engineers that I have used. And what it takes to unlock them. All the modules they upgrade. And the materials you need to upgrade them for a Python, of course. They might be a little bit different for a different ship. I think it has to do with class, because
Landing completed. Ground crew have been dispatched.
I can take modules out that I've modded and put them in other ships, and they work. So it's probably by class, not by ship. Okay, let's see if we get to that 7.7 billion. Yeah, credits mean more now than ever. We need those credits. Pay that 15 million a week is what it costs us to have a fleet carrier. Besides the 5 billion. So it's craziness. But we have a deal. You'll hit that subscribe button if I'll sacrifice, or potentially sacrifice, 1 billion credits plus the 15 million. Not there yet. We still got 10 million. Let's see where that it's at. I think it's this one. It's gonna be close. We barely made, well, I made it by a million, 1.1 million. 7.7 billion. And we need that for this fleet carrier. Do we need it? Newsome. But I'll keep bringing you information about that fleet carrier. As long as you hold up your part by letting me have your subscription, which is free, because I need all the, because that's how YouTube rates us, is by subscriptions. So I need all the subscriptions I can get, and they're free. But it's just telling YouTube, you are telling YouTube that I'm worth them supporting. That's how they do it. So watch my videos and subscribe to my channel. We have to see if there's another one to Sothis. Even if we were a little short, that would have made up for a little bit. And I think that's a pretty good deal. You know, I'll sacrifice or risk my billion credits if you will give me your free subscription. Oh, we got another one too. That we needed, that's a partial. Is this right? We need to make sure we got it. Oh, there's still. Oh, that's the one going back to Sothis mining. But that's cool. 7.4, 7.7. We need all the billions we can get. That's 15 million a week. Ugh. And I'm going to go ahead and do it. Most people are saying they might not do it, but I'm going to go ahead and do it because that way you can see it and kind of a test case in the betas and after the betas that we'll play around with it, and hopefully they fix the issues like the universal cartographics and things like that. Sys left. But we'll take this mission back to Sothis mining, and that'll be the end of this video. And I'll bring you as much information as I can about the fleet carriers and what Frontier decides and all of that. And you'll find a lot of that on Reddit, Elite Dangerous section, and on Frontier's forum for Elite Dangerous. But I'm watching the Frontiers forum pretty closely. That's where I got a lot of the information. Frontier left out a lot of things, and then they wound up answering it after the video. So there's more they need to answer.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. Observe station regulations on exit.
Now, people were pretty excited about the fleet carriers until they heard all the details. And then they weren't quite as excited. But that's why I want to be the guinea pig for you. So you get to see all the details, things that work, things that don't work.
Frameshift drive charging.
But be sure to hit that subscribe button, because we have a deal, remember? And donate to our cause. And there's several ways you can donate. Look in the description.
2, 1, engage.
And check out those 490 plus more videos that's on my YouTube channel. All kinds of topics. Collecting materials from Dav's Hope and Jameson Crash Site and running around the planet, surface mining, and we're skimmer and stinger and guardian skimmer hunting and upping our combat rating with little risk. Most of the time the skimmer stingers and guardian skimmers can't even get a shot off at us. Now those guardian skimmers, oh, they shoot missiles at you. Should see that. Do a search on my YouTube channel for guardian, and that'll be one of the things that comes up, that are guardian and skimmers together, and that one should come up. The Guardian surface site is for the alien Guardians, where we get the blueprints for the Guardian FSD booster. It gives us an additional 10 light-year jump range on our modded FSD drive also. So I get about 35 through the engineers, 35 light years. That's loaded. And with the Guardian FSD booster, I get about 45. It's all pretty cool. Besides the little things that drive me crazy, like the throttle that hangs and running around the planets, and it barely slides and it turns 180 degrees every time, and the interdictions drive me crazy. Is this left? Keep watching my videos and you'll find out more and more about those fleet carriers, and then you'll get the first look at them too. And they're still talking about space legs and a home base. So when that information starts coming out, we'll look into that too. Is this left?
Docking request granted.
We'll unload this last cargo mission, and then that'll be it for this video. And then I run 2 or 3 more set of missions, and then when we get to the next 50 million to 7.75 or close to it, you'll get to see the next one. We'll go over the latest information that I have found out about the fleet carriers at that time. Is this up? Is this up?
Landing gear deployed.
So keep watching my videos and you'll stay up to date as much as possible on what's going on with the fleet carriers. And then next week on the 7th, when they allow me, they said if, well, everybody's speculating, because they were saying if you didn't have 5 billion, they weren't going to let you be the owner of a fleet carrier during beta testing. You had to have 5 billion in your account before they would let you be a beta tester. Well, I have over 5 billion in my account, and I want to be a beta tester. Now, they have offered it to me in the past, so I expect them to offer it anyway on other betas. Is this right? But there's going to be a lot to learn about it, even for me, because I'm not the game expert, but I learn right there with you. So we'll figure it out. Well, I thank you for coming along. I'm going to take the risk on at least $1 billion of my money and 15 million per week to show you fleet carriers. So if you would hit that subscribe button, it'd mean an awful lot to me, and doesn't cost you anything. And underneath the video, find ways in the description on how to donate. That would help me greatly. Underneath the video to the left, you'll see my YouTube channel page, where I have over 490 more videos for you to watch. So until next time, thank you for watching.